Welcome to My People Podcast. I am Mona.
Hello. Hey guys, welcome back.
We're so happy that y'all came to join us today. So, sister, what are we talking about today?
Girl, love unlocked. All things relationship. Everybody can relate, I know. Mm-hmm.
I'm single, I can't relate.
I'm jealous.
What?
Not really. But she's gonna be talking about the single aspect, and I'm gonna be talking about the married life.
I mean, I had relationships before. I could talk about the relationship part too, but I'm just saying right now, I'm vetting.
You vetting?
No, I'm gonna say that. Yeah.
How you vetting?
I'm vetting. I'm just trying to see, what's out there, who's serious, are we vibing and, that kind of a thing. But, I mean, I haven't been dating or nothing here lately. I mean, I did kind of went out on a date, but I don't know.
I heard dating after 50 is very different.
It is different. It is very different than what, I'm used to from back in the day. Like, back in the day, it wasn't so much of, I don't know, guys wanting the same, what can I say? I don't know. It's like I've had guys want to be taken out and that kind of a thing, and that's new for me just because I didn't come up in that era.
Wait, hold up. You won't, so you say in the 50 the guys want you to take them out?
Yeah, I've had guys say, when you gonna take me out?
What?
Yeah, and it's like, and I don't mind that part of it. Like, that's cool, we can go double dutch, whatever, because, he has no have my money. That's cool if that's, what they want to do.
Girl, what is double dutch?
You know how to do, like double dutch. What is it called?
Girl say double dutch.
I don't say double dutch. But you know how they say you go Dutch and you pay for your
okay. You split the bill.
Split the bill or whatever, yeah. But that's what we said. It wasn't double Dutch. That's probably the wrong word.
That's part of that 50-50.
But anyway, yeah. But yeah, so I've had that. I've went out and guys like brought him a drink, and I'm like, okay, no, I don't even know you. And then so the argument is, well, I don't know you, but I'm buying you a drink. Well, don't buy me one. I can buy my own.
Yeah, I think that comes with that maturity level too.
It just kind of feels weird because I didn't have that back in the day. Back in the day, I knew men that wouldn't even take, my money or whatever. And it was like when I was in a relationship, I'm gonna get from my man. If I see something that reminds me of my man or whatever, I'm gonna get it or whatever. Just because. Now I understand that times is hard right now and everything is expensive, so I get that. I ain't tripping on that. But I don't know. That's just how I noticed that things have changed or whatever, and thereby, well, what you gonna do for me? What you bringing to the table and all this stuff like this? I am the table, like I'm, you're not gonna get, what I would give to my husband as a boyfriend or somebody I'm getting to know, because I'm getting to know you. I want conversation. I want what makes you tick, what makes you top, you know what I'm saying? I want to see how you act in public. I want to see how you handle situations. I think that's what you should be doing, when you dated me. As far as if I'm a wife or not, I'm still your friend, not even quite your girlfriend yet. So you can watch me and see how I do things or whatever. And if I decided I want to make us a romantic dinner, then that's what I'm gonna do. I'll make us a romantic dinner, but I don't need you to tell me that's what you want. I don't need you to tell me, that kind of stuff. I don't like that. Like, let things happen naturally.
Okay, I feel that. Yeah. But you got me on the guys like asking you what you gonna do for them, or what can you buy them dinner. I mean, that's different for me too, because I come from an era where a man is like always want to take the bill, or they want to be in control of the finances, because they want to that's a manly thing to do. But I have noticed that a lot of men these days are like taking a step back and allowing women to pay more, or allowing women to be more the breadwinner too. It's a lot of different scenarios of relationships and everything. So I'm kind of that I'm married, because I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can be in this new dating world. It's very, from the stories that I get, it's so different, and it's like in my era that'd be kind of like a look down, like, ooh, you ain't got no money. I don't know.
Well, TSI, it ain't tricking when you got it.
I ain't gonna say like not tricking, but I'm just saying, it's like, oh, he can't buy a drink, he can't buy dinner, so
see, here's my thing. When I go out to have,
that's just me. That's just me.
Yeah, again, it's just me too.
Yeah.
But when I go out or whatever, for entertainment reasons or to hang out or whatever, I'm not looking, for a guy to buy me a drink because I run my own money and I can buy my own drink. Now, if you offer it or whatever, that's cool. But then just to have some random guy come up to me and ask, "Can you buy me a drink?" It just was like, that's
Wait, hold
funny.
up. Wait, you didn't say that. The guy came up to you
and
asked you. Oh, hell no. He probably got his feelings.
Now, I have when I with, guy friends or whatever. And, I mean, no one has ever just like, asked me, I don't think so, asked me to buy their drink. And I have, like, I was in a relationship for about 4 years, and I bought drinks or, we went, half on it because if he had
relationship, I can get it, but dating or just meeting is like, that's kind of a red flag. Okay, like what we doing? So you also talked about. I want to ask you, like, so you're in this dating phase. So do you believe in like this new online dating thing? Would you ever do that?
I did, yeah. It's like the only way to do it because it's like
apps. You've been on these apps?
Oh no, not apps. Oh, I've been on like social media and stuff like that, and I've met people that way. Going out, I don't know. I guess because it's for people who don't get to go out as much. You working and stuff. You go home, you tired. You ain't trying to go out all the time. But I've never. I tried once to get on the app, and I was on it for probably like a week, and then I was gone. I couldn't do it because I was so afraid of being catfished and and like the conversations was just weird. I don't know. I can't explain it. I think I feel better meeting that person, face to face.
I don't know. I've always wondered. I always wondered about these apps because I'm like, okay, how do they vet these people? Are they doing mental checks? Are they doing credit checks? Or are they doing background checks? I'm like, girl, because that is so scary to me. Like, I'm feeling sorry for y'all single people. I do sometimes when it comes to these dating apps because it's so. No, I'm serious because it seems like it can be so dangerous. It's like it's so scary because we come from an era everything was so it was so visual and it was just so impersonal. Like it's like
you could feel that vibe.
Yeah, you can feel your vibe. You can't feel those people like, okay, you flipping through this slide right to be cute. I mean, and then it's like I was the type of person I've never like guys because of the way they looked. Because I'm not a visual person. I'm more of an intellectual person. You can't hold me no conversation. Right. If you can't sit in a room with me and be quiet in the dark, sometimes we can't be together. It's just I'm that type of person. It's about how my energy and how I like the vibe.
And their energy.
Yeah, well, both of our energy. But I'm just saying I'm the type of person like it's more than just a look. It's more than just money. It's more than just your time. It's other things that equates into the person that you want to spend your time with because I feel like relationships are very important in how you build them. So how you feel about that?
True. Yeah, that's true. I believe that. I believe you should start on a trusting beginning. Like just being up in front.
I wouldn't say trusting, but I'm like you endure people until you can't trust them.
Yeah. Well,
because how you trust somebody you don't know.
That, but you know how. Because I've been in relationships or whatever, and as time goes on in a relationship and you get to know the person, things start to peel. You start seeing the inside. When layers start to come out, or the walls go down. You get comfortable with people or whatever, and then you start revealing things more and more. But then I've been honest with people, and then they weren't honest with me until I was honest. Like I said that, like, oh, okay, well, me too, or oh, okay,
but it wasn't offered.
Okay, but it wasn't offered. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like that's important. And now it's like I'm to the point where I'm tired of giving all my truthfulness and all this stuff to people, and then like these important, intimate things about me, but then the relationship don't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, so now I'm not so forthcoming, but then at the same time I have cut out sex.
You know what? I think that's a good thing.
So different.
That's a good thing because when you're cutting out sex, you're cutting out distraction. Because I feel like that's a big distraction in relationships when you just beginning because you're just so, it's like you so wooed by the emotional feeling of all the things. So I think like you taking out sex, that's gonna be a big change.
Well, it's hard for me because I like physical touch. Well, and so true. Physical touch is hard to do and not them go. Because men are just they're sexual creatures, period. They're physical.
Are too.
I mean, yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm one of them. But I'm just saying, it's hard because how can I explain this? When you connect with somebody physically, you know what I'm saying? Women, I feel like, let me just speak for myself. Now I'm attached. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't been together intimately or whatever. And so now I'm attached. So me just walking away is harder. You know, me, paying attention to red flags is harder.
Right.
Me, overlooking some stuff. Like y'all always bam, 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 boo to sex. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you looking over that. So it's kind of like I want to how they used to do back in the day. You know what I'm saying? You met somebody,
right.
Y'all dated, y'all had conversations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all maybe took a day or two here. Build on that. And then when you get to that point, where y'all want to make that decision, then that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But that part is like it's hard. Everybody wants stuff right now. They want everything to happen right now. You know what I'm saying? Forget that I'm, going back and forth with my baby mama. Or forget, I got these kids that's tripping and carrying on. Or forget, I still got this ex tripping. You know what I'm saying? Just all this stuff. I might be going through a mental issue or something like this. Why would I go and get in a relationship? I'm already starting a relationship out unhealthy.
True.
So it's just a lot of little things I be peeping. Like I pay attention. I don't probably act like I do.
But you better pay attention.
I pay attention.
Yeah, I probably see. I'm listening to my sister and I'm loving what she's giving me. But I was also looking down at some of my notes because I be trying to stay on point, so I don't kind of get off point. And because I was looking for some of my notes.
Feeling overwhelmed by life's challenges? You're not alone. That's why Trina and Mona, the hosts of the popular podcast My People, are proudly sponsored by BetterHelp, offering compassionate support when you need it most. With BetterHelp, you can talk to a therapist from the comfort of your own home or anywhere with an internet connection. It's convenient and affordable. Visit BetterHelp today and use the code MyPeople for 10% off your first month of therapy.
We was talking about the mental capacity of people. How do they get even into relationships and I want to say like the mind frame that they're in, if they're not in a good space, like how do they enter relationships and
or why?
Why. And I really can't answer why other people do it, but have I ever? And yes, I have, because I've been in a place sometimes where I just didn't want to be alone, I guess. Because, when you deal with anxiety and depression, sometimes you want to be alone, but then sometimes you don't. And I have acted out on those things by being with someone and also making them very miserable. Because when you miserable, they say hurt people.
Yep.
So it's really not in a good space when you're not in a good space to like enter a relationship like that. So I think like you should just really get yourself together. Like basically say, get your shit together, girl. Because then you can't be good for somebody if you're not good for yourself.
That's true.
That's when it comes to that mental,
and I don't
situation.
No, because people probably think that when you say get yourself together, that means okay, so I'm healed. I'm no longer this and that. I'm not saying that. Just knowing, how to deal with that situation because you're bringing somebody else into your life or your space. And I think that mental illness and having issues is one thing, and it might not be something that you'll ever overcome, but you learn a healthy way of dealing with it. Yeah. You don't want to bring somebody into your life and you crazy and then you want them to deal with your crazy.
I wouldn't say crazy, but I mean, you're going through a challenge.
Yeah.
Because, everybody ain't,
This is for people who you just met.
Oh, yeah.
You just get into a relationship or whatever, and then, they call you, hey, what you doing? You want to go to what? No, I don't want to go. Because they did.
Oh, if I'm just meeting someone.
And that would probably throw you off. Like, you have to be a person that be like, okay, maybe something's going on with that person. But it's a funny thing.
Girl, look, if I meet somebody and we just meeting and I call them like, I don't want to do nothing with you. I don't want to talk to you, period. Because this is not going to go any further. If I'm just meeting you, that's different. Because you're just talking about the dating aspect, but I was talking about trying to enter myself into a relationship and I haven't quite healed, and then healing is a process, and you can start out by taking steps to heal, but you also, when going into relationships, you kind of want to be honest with that person about your healing process to make sure if they want to be a part of that healing process or not, because some people don't want to be going through stuff with people in the beginning of a relationship. They're like, okay, that's too much for me to take on. Just like being with a person who is, ill or disabled, you know what I'm saying? Because that's another aspect of a relationship. How honest are you with people when you first get to talk about your illnesses or your disabilities? Because I have both, so it's like,
some people are receptive, like, oh, okay, I feel fuel. We good. I can work through. But some like, well, you know what? That's too much for me. I don't want to deal with that. Because dating older, you have to deal with a lot of that too.
It's a lot of that.
Now you over 40 and 50, and you dating. If people not taking care of themselves properly, then they dealing with ailments and stuff. So that's a lot of stuff to take on, because we all get older and we all dealing with little nicks, hits, and butts and cracks here.
What? I expect that just because of the older generation, or me being in the older generation, we all got our little illnesses and battles of health issues that we're dealing with. But at the same time, me, I'm that kind of a person is that, okay, so what are you doing, that's bettering you or putting you in a better position as far as your health wise, because health is important to you.
Oh, health is very important.
And if I see that person is just letting the issue take over them and not being proactive in trying to do things, to move forward, then that sometimes is a turn off for me, because I feel like sometimes people just want to sit in the illness or sit in the sickness, or they're okay with just taking medicine and stuff like that. That's gonna have to be another podcast. But
that's a whole other podcast. When you're going into the era of communication.
Yeah.
Because that's a big thing. Like, how are you communicating in your relationship? And I know for me in marriage, communication is very important to long-lasting relationships. And so that's like dealing in the single life. And I'm asking you questions because I know it's a lot of single women out there as well as married women. But I just like getting the outlook on it. Like, how do you enter that, like, in the dating world you're dating, and then once you realize,
when you meet somebody, you meet a guy, whatever, and you're like, oh, I like him, he's cute or whatever. We had some good conversation or whatever, but then some things happen. Like, that's not they didn't have no control over that. That's different. What I'm saying? But then you date somebody and y'all been together for a while or whatever, and then there's issues or whatever, and you trying to be there or whatever, and it's just that they're handling it. They're not handling it well or whatever, and so you kind of have to like step back, and because to me your health is important.
Oh yeah.
Like, to me, your health is important. Like, I don't think you should put anybody before your health.
Of course not.
That's the main thing. The main thing is to get yourself well.
True.
And I feel like if I'm in the way of that, I don't want to be in the way of that. I want you to be focused on that. Now, can we be friends? Yeah, we can be friends. I'm concerned. I'm always going to be a concern for somebody that I met, or, we have some type of, friendship or bond or whatever. It's going to always be that. But at the same time, it can kind of be, a turn off, because if you're dealing with somebody that's always dealing with health issues, then now you become, like, so what am I? I'm going to be a caretaker. I'm going to be a,
not a caretaker.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking, just like if you're looking in the future, like where would
what it's going to take us to?
What it's going to look like if you got into,
how are we spending this quality time with each other?
Or, you start looking at all those things, and not just that thing in particular, but that's a big part, of getting older. And I've heard a lot of women say that, like, now, these men out here, they want you to get with them because they need somebody to take care of them. They had their fun, they had their games, they've been out there doing things with them, and now they're looking for somebody to take care of them. And I'm like, well, yeah, I get that part. And if I get with my man or whatever, he got sick, that's different.
Well, that's vice versa, too, because there's women out here that get, they get sicker or they need help. I mean, there's men out here. I have seen some men who really take care of, women who need help, and I think it's a beautiful thing.
But they've been in their relationship. That wasn't something that they
but not just meeting. Just meeting that's what I'm saying, the communication. Like, when do you start that communication when just meeting? Because it's like versus, communication versus non-communicating the issue. Like, do you just wait till you see if you're serious or not, or do you just be forthright and say, hey, I have some medical issues? And
no, I think it's good that if you know you got it, then be forthcoming. Okay. Because it's gonna come. Like, it's gonna come anyway. Now, if that person is like, I can't deal with that, then at least you know.
Yeah,
you can't deal with it or whatever. But then if you have somebody who's with you and willing to be with you and trying to help you, or concerned about you or whatever, don't be like pushing them away. I don't want to hear that. Don't be fighting that somebody trying to tell you to do the right thing, and then because you used to doing the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like where I be when I be thinking of stuff, or having a conversation or whatever, and I get turned off when I'm trying to tell you, okay, we need to do this, or we need to go, balking.
You get turned off when you want to. So that takes me to like active listening.
Active listening.
Active listening. Like if a person is not active listening to you or not actively listening to, solutions, then that's a turn off for you. That's one for me too. Because I feel like, being an active listener and being, what is the word I'm looking for? Like embracing someone's support, basically. But
I don't think men look at it like that. I think that men look at it as a woman is what I call nagging.
Nagging?
It's nagging. It's nagging because you tell them, oh, you shouldn't be doing this. Oh, you should be drinking like that. Or you shouldn't be smoking like that. You already on 55 million pills. You know what I'm saying? Your blood pressure up and this and that and the other. So those kind of things, like, why are you doing those things? Like, let's work on how to, minimize that or stop doing that. Like, I'm more concerned about your health than you are. And that's a turn off.
And that's the foundation. I think that's what you're just talking about. Like you're talking about, you're concerned about someone's health, or you're concerned about someone's mental state entering a relationship. It's like, where do you start setting that foundation in the beginning? Because I know when you first get married, not first get married, but when you decide, okay, we're going to get engaged and we're going to live a life together, then it's like time to really sit down and have like a foundation. Like, what is our foundation for this? What are we doing? Where are we going? Because I feel like you don't have a foundation, like, okay, this is what we need to be communicating, or this is how we need to set, this goal. Like, when do you because I've been married for so long, I can't even remember those beginning times.
I know, and I'm like, so it's like, ooh, that's a good thing to do. But when you're single, I'm not going to say I have yet to meet somebody who talks like that as far as getting a foundation of kind of wanting to know about you and what you like and what you don't like and that kind of thing. Like, I've had that or whatever, meeting a person or whatever, getting to know a person. At the same time, are they listening to you when they say, okay, no, this, I don't like that. Because sometimes you are so into that person physically, like, again, you overlooking that this person might not be right for me. Like, are you doing that because you lonely and you just want somebody in your life? Or are you doing that because you really just ain't seeing it or whatever?
And that comes back to self-worth.
I've had somebody say a lot of things that maybe go like, like, don't leave me on, okay? Or tell me if you don't want to be with me, and those kind of things. So it's like either we can be together or we don't have to be together. There's no in between.
Well, that's like setting your boundaries and your intentions.
And working to that. It's like either you gonna be this way or you not.
And that's just off the bat.
Yeah, off the bat. And I'm like, okay.
That's how I'm like, dating now seems so weird. Just looking at like different stories or about dating life. It's like so weird. It's like I be telling I'm thank God I'm married because I can't do it. I think I just be an old lady with like 5 cats.
I wish I was in a relationship already, so I wouldn't have to deal with that either. But it is what it is.
I mean, you can make it fun. I think it's just how you approach the situation. Like, you have to approach it with a mindset of like, okay, I'm getting to know this person. Yeah. And like you said, you took the sex out. So that's probably one of the best things you could ever do for yourself, to just get that distraction out the way. Because if you're physically
I think it weeds out a lot of
it weeds out a lot of men.
It weeds out a lot of people, which is, I'm cool.
Because my thing is, the foundation of any relationship it has to be friendship. Like, my husband was my husband's and our relationship was my first relationship, kind of just liking somebody because the way we spend time with each other. Like, it wasn't even a sexual thing. It was just like, oh, this boy funny as hell. Oh, we have so much fun together. Cool. Like, he accept me for my, quirkiness and, my ways or whatever. We just get along. But it's like, over the years, you elevate, you mature, things change. Because, we used to love to go out. We used to love to drink and do our little thing. But it's like, over time, you have children, it really changes you up, too. Yeah. That's if you have, outlook on life and what you want in the future. Because some people, they continue to do what they do. But, when you start putting God in your life and you start setting a foundation for how you want your family to be structured, it's like, you start looking at things differently. You start maturing. But it's like, I told my husband one day, I was like, that's my best friend. I said, we was not best friends. We wouldn't be together.
Because you don't like him like that. You just like him as your best friend.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about my brother.
Like him as my best friend. No, I'm saying, if we wasn't best friends, I'm serious, it'll be so much conflict in our house. We don't always like get along with a perfect relationship. But it's like, it would be so much conflict. Like, it would be no understanding. It wouldn't be no reconciling. It wouldn't be no making up. It would just be like, ugh, I hate this nigga. I wish he'd go away.
Yeah.
It'd just be like that all the time because I've been in relationships like that. I felt so disgusted. Like, ooh, why am I here? Why am I doing this still? Just beating myself up instead of trying to hold on to like what? Because I feel like the most beautiful thing a man can do is come to you and not only just apologize, be like, okay, let's pray about it.
Oh yeah, baby. If I
let's pray about it. Let's pray about it. I apologize, and then when he show you, because see, that's my love. Show me some action, because I'm like, you can tell me you sorry all day long. You can, but when I see a man show me something different, that's when I'm like, okay, I got this one right. I got to keep moving. I got to keep moving because even in marriage, you be feeling like, oh, I can just give up tomorrow.
People think it's all bliss.
No, marriage is work every single day. Every day. And then me and my husband, we decided to do something early in our marriage. He was like, one thing I want in our marriage, I don't never not want our kids not to know that there's conflicts, there are problems. I want them to know the problems. I want them to know the conflicts. Because they're gonna be in relationships one day. And I want them to be like oblivious to what I want them to be like, I ain't never seen my daddy and mama argue. I ain't never seen they was just happy all the time. They always was. He was like, no, because they're gonna have to learn how to make up. They're gonna have to learn how to be humble. They're gonna have to learn how to, apologize. They're gonna have to learn that this marriage is hard work. We did not get to almost 20 years just by, twiddling our thumbs and drinking and partying. It was just a life of the party.
That's what people don't see. People don't see that. They just see like they've been together for this long or whatever, and thinking everything is peaches and cream, and everything ain't peaches and cream by no means,
Yeah.
And it just takes a certain kind of person, to see a marriage through.
It takes a lot of prayers. It takes a lot of prayer.
The individual themselves, like it got to be somebody who wants that kind of a life, you know what I'm saying? Because there's people out there, they want the fun part of it, but they don't want the part that you got to work for.
Yeah, because I want to talk about this. So I have two things I really want to talk about that kind of like I've been working on from my marriage, and it's like the foundation of trust and intimacy beyond the physical.
Okay.
So how do you feel about like building the foundation of trust and how you maintain that?
Building the foundation of trust, well, I think it's affirmations, and just because you come into a relationship sometimes, especially if you've already had a relationship that wasn't trustworthy.
Right.
So you already come in there because people say, well, you're supposed to heal and all this and not bring, baggage into your relationship. But you're gonna take that with you because it's a feeling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that feeling, is insecurity.
Yeah.
And if that person, cares about you, loves you, they're gonna be upfront with you and they're gonna tell you, where they're at. Or they're gonna give you affirmations that, you good, we okay. I only love you or whatever. And I just never was that person that was like oblivious.
Right.
So I always was like, you need to come to me and tell me if you ever feel, like
any other way.
Yeah, any other way. You don't know what I'm gonna say.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Because we done been in, a relationship or a marriage for 10 years. I'm not just gonna throw it away just because you looked at somebody or whatever. So it's just like those are the kind of conversations that I want to have, tried to have with the persons that I was with,
Yeah.
And as far as what was the other thing, the
what I said, intimacy beyond the physical, because as we in a marriage, everybody, you have your intimate moments or whatever. As you get older, and you your intimate moments. But as you get older, I ain't gonna say it goes away. It don't, ladies. But as women, we go through a lot. Like we have talked on the podcast before about menopause and different things. And a lot of women during this time of menopause, there's a lot of divorce. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of cheating. I mean, I'm just being real. And it was a conversation that me and my husband had to have because he was like, well, what's going on with you? Like, I don't want you to touch me, look at me, none of that. Like, leave me alone right now. But it's like, it's not you.
Just for a moment.
Yeah, just for a moment. But some men can't even deal with that. They're like, okay, she don't want me, she don't want me around. I'm gonna go out and find me somebody else. Or I don't feel like we should be together because you're no longer attracted to me. But it's really not about attraction. So my thing is like, intimacy, but beyond the physical is more the intellectual side of the intimacy, like how we spend time together, how we how we can find those moments of cuddling without having sex, just stuff like that makes you feel good about yourself, or the words of affirmation, like you said, that makes
that's when you have to know your person.
Yeah.
You have to know your person.
And I just found my person after like all these years. I just realized, okay, that's really my person.
Yeah, you have to know that person. That person has to know you, because I've been intimate and it hasn't been sexual.
But I didn't know what that was.
It's massages.
I mean, well, yeah, but I'm just saying I didn't know what that because when you say intimacy, you automatically think sex.
Touching is intimate.
Yeah, intimacy is like just that time you talk together, when it's just you and that person, or just that time you spending together quietly.
They don't want to lay down with you being quiet. What if you do want to hug you? Cuddling is
yeah.
But not having.
Yeah, but somebody want to lead it to that. You know what I'm saying? Lean in to all those things. But I'm saying
again, you have to know your person.
Right.
The person that you with, because there are going to be times. I'm sure it's men out there that don't be feeling like doing.
So, ladies, have you ever tried to go beyond the physical inside the intimacy level?
The men who have these impotence problems or issues?
That's true.
Because they be wanting to.
Yeah, but they can't.
But they can't, because some of it is because of the medicines that they taking and
right.
So how do you still please your wife, or how do you still please your woman when that ain't happening?
Okay, y'all get into that comments, because I would like to hear what y'all been going through.
I've heard men try to put it on the women, like it's the women. You can't do something extra. You can't What about you just laying with me? What about just cutting it? What about us? That kind of thing. Why I gotta put some little extra? Okay, and I also want to talk about balancing, like togetherness and independent space. Because I know that's a lot of things. Like, a lot of women, like I used to have a lot of people like, oh my God, every time I see your husband, I see you. Like, they're like, why you don't go by yourself? And I'm like, yeah, I go places by myself. I do go places by myself. No, I do go places by myself. I think that's but honestly, can I? Yeah, but let me say something quick. Okay. But see, this is the thing. I like going places with my husband because we have fun. We like to just fool. Let's have fun all the time. So yeah, I mean, I don't feel like I used to take it as like, okay, it's a tease. You're making fun of me with it, but it's like now I realize, okay, that's my person. We just like spending time together because he has his own time. He like to go out and do his thing, and I have to go out and do my thing sometimes. But I'm a person. I'm just reserved to myself sometimes. Most times, yeah. You are. I remember when we were younger and y'all were together. It was like every time we went somewhere, he was coming. I was like, oh my God, can I just have one day without my sister to myself? So back in the day, I was a little jealous, after that, I was like, you know what, it's cool. That's what she wants. And then sometimes I think she didn't come because he wouldn't come. So, it was like, what? And now when she double says, where he at? Yeah, that's my brother. She's talking about where he be. Like, I be wanting to go. But yeah, I just think that that's people jealousy or whatever. That's all I can tell, because if you with who you want to be with, you bring him where you want to bring him. I know, because when people be around here, they be like, oh, he is so funny. Yeah, he's so cool. Then they be want to be around him more than me or something, He's way more friendly than you. Yeah, he is way more friendly. I don't know if people think I'm like, he is think he's mean. He's not. He is really friendly, really funny and personable, and I'm not. I'm like to myself and be like, oh, can we go now? I'm just. So we might have to make this a part 2, because I don't know. Yeah, we're definitely gonna make this a part 2 because it's so many things we didn't come across, like the parenting, by healing and moving forward. Because we did kind of touch on the mental aspect of everything, and then we talked about the foundation of relationships. We didn't really go into depth of the foundation relationship, so it's definitely going to be a part 2 of this Love Unlocked. And we do want to hear from you guys and see what you have to say, so we can implement some of your comments or questions into the next segment. Definitely. And we want to know what you think about, like, especially, single dating. Like, how do you feel about, how do you go in? Men and women. Like, how do you go into the start of that relationship if you see it being a relationship, or are you just dating just to date because you just want to get out and have some fun? And then for you married couples, what are you doing to build your foundation so it can be solid? And what are you allowing and what you're not allowing in that relationship? Because I do want to talk about female friends and male friends. Yeah, because I come from a background. People have been talking about submission and submission. Kind of
far as the husband, and all that stuff. So that'd probably be a real good
topic to get on. So we're definitely going to be doing a part 2 to Love Unlocked. And we want you to share, like, and subscribe. And please do not forget to interact in those comments so we can get some good questions and implement them into the next show. So until then, peace.